In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the front bumper on your Ram 2500. This is going to be located on the front of the vehicle. Let's get started. Using a 24mm socket, we're going to reach inside of the bumper and undo the 2 bolts for our tow hooks. Break both of the bolts free and remove the bolts. There's tab nuts on the back side of these bolts that will fall out. Remove the bolt. The tab nut on the back side of that rear bolt is going to stay in the vehicle. Go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Remove the 2 bolts for the tow hook and remove the tow hook. With the 2 bolts removed, we can remove our tow hook, pull it straight out through the bumper, and remove it from the vehicle. Using an 18mm socket, we're going to get on our bolts for the inner bracket. We're going to use a 18mm wrench on the back side to hold the nut. Break the bolt free, remove the nut, and remove the bolt. We'll do the same thing to the top one. Do the same thing on the top bolt, remove the nut, and remove the bolt. Repeat this same process on the other side for both the top and bottom bolt. Using a 10mm socket, we're going to remove the bolt in the top corner of the bumper. Do this on both sides. We're going to pull our fender liner out from behind our bumper here. We're going to remove our bumper. We're going to pull this straight forward and remove it from the vehicle. Install the bumper onto the vehicle. Install the bolts for the front bumper. You may need to wiggle the bumper back and forth to line up the holes and get the nut started on the back side. Do the same thing for the top bolt. Hold the nut with a wrench and snug down the bolt. Do the same thing on the top. Do the same thing on the other side. Torque the bolts to 70 foot-pounds. Be sure your nut is not spinning. Hold it with a wrench. Do this on the bottom and top. Do the same thing on the other side. Install the tow hook through the front bumper. Install the bolts for the tow hooks. Where the bolt goes through on the back side of the frame, you're going to have a nut that's on a bracket. We have to move that nut back into position so our bolt can thread into it. Get the bolt lined up and threaded into the nut. When we took our front tow hook bolt out, these nuts should have fallen out with them. With our front bolt installed, we're going to reach up and get this into place so we can thread our front bolt into it. Line up the nut and get the bolt started into it. You're going to want that bracket, that L-shaped bracket, facing the front of the vehicle, facing right at the front bumper. Repeat this same process on the other side for both bolts. Snug the bolts down. Torque the front tow hook bolts to 218 foot-pounds. Repeat the same process on the other side. Install the fender liner back behind the bumper. I'm going to use a trim tool to help me get the two plastics where they should be sitting. Install the screw. Get it started by hand and snug it down. Repeat the same process on the other side, and you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.